in the chase to make the drivers actually have to race the full way out and not be in a full fuel save mode. Two members of the Dirty Mo media and two of the media members that cover NASCAR discussed this in greater detail post Daytona 500, after the last segment of the race was really dominated by fuel saving. Discussion between former Cup champion and someone who came really close to winning the Daytona 500, Chase Elliott, and his crew chief Alan Gustafson came up. Gustafson had said that you simply can't put the cat back in the bag. Teams can't unlearn fuel saving strategy at this point, and even if rules change, it's going to remain a part of racing at this level. Jeff Gluck said, I just don't know. I guess I'm not as upset about it because I just don't know what you would do about it. His co-host Jordan Bianchi said there's not much you can do. Maybe if you give them a little bit more horsepower, increase the engine, because then it would theoretically burn more fuel. Then it would create the emphasis on having to make more pit stops, that nature. I don't know what you can do. It's a byproduct. It's so much like in this sport, though, that it's often over-engineered. No offense to crew chiefs and the engineers out there. They sometimes take the fun out of things because they figure out, oh, we can do this or we can do that. That's just part of the sport. And they reference stage breaks. They also reference other things, too many other moving parts. I think Denny Hamlin, who is also part of Dirty Mo Media and one of the big names in the sport, talked about making changes to the car and using Daytona with bringing the Clash back there as a test, adding way more horsepower back and doing other aerodynamic changes to where the cars are harder to drive. Fundamentally, if the drivers had to back off in the corners, the cars were hard to drive and they would have to go and get tires. It would make a huge difference. Fuel saving has always been a part of the Daytona 500. Richard Petty won his last Daytona 500 by making it on fuel. Darrell Waltrip famously, when he won his Daytona 500, people don't know how he won it and talk about how big the fuel cell was. There's been other, instances over the years, but those are the two that kind of come to mind. But it's more a byproduct because they're only running at 50% throttle. You get to see all the data now. When the field was spread out, it was much more difficult, and there was a difference between who was fast and stuff like that. And it's about limiting the amount of time you spend on pit road because that's the easiest place to pass. But I guess we'll find out what NASCAR has to say or what they will do with future drafting races coming, especially at Talladega, where it'll be more pronounced compared to what they'll be racing at Atlanta this weekend.